Hello, welcome once again to Bangkok ChitChat with my co-host Andrew Sloan.
Thank you.
And myself, Andy Francis. And we were very lucky a couple of weeks ago, so it's a little bit late, so we apologise for that, but to two festivals that are widely celebrated in the West, but not really associated with Thailand. But they are celebrated here in Thailand, and we're talking about Halloween and Guy Fawkes Night.
Yes.
And Halloween, I mean, I've never celebrated ever in my life. Guy Fawkes,
really?
Yeah. Guy Fawkes about 55 years ago, I think, was my last one in my house, when it was all legal to do. But we'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah, okay, we'll start with Halloween.
Yeah, just not a history lesson, but Halloween, you got some interesting stuff.
Okay, so Halloween originated as a Celtic festival, yeah? And it's from a Celtic festival called Samhain. Now, it's spelled Samhain, but I'm told it's pronounced Samhain, yeah? S-O-W-I-N.
Can you do that? Saran. Oh, it's a Saran Day. Saran.
Now, there is this misconception that it is an Irish festival, but it's actually a Celtic festival, yeah? So there's a little picture up here for Celtic nations, which basically they're across the UK, they're also within Europe, but it wasn't England. Now, you were saying about you didn't celebrate Halloween. It's because you were not part of the Celtic nations.
Okay.
So you've got Ireland, you've got Scotland, you've got Wales, yeah. You've got the far southwest of England, and you've got part of France.
Again, at the southeast or southwest?
Southwest.
Cornwall side?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, okay.
So on the picture, yeah, wherever Cornwall is.
I just can see a load of green there. You're sticking a picture of a field.
We're in a green screen.
Yeah, go on.
So it was celebrated like a New Year sort of thing on November the 1st. Okay, so it marks the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of year that was often associated with human death, and it still is.
Hang on, you said that it marks the end of summer.
That's what they say.
Yeah, no, I'm not crossing you here, with due respect. But isn't there another celebration they do about that? It's called. It escapes me now. Anyway, go on.
All right.
Go
Okay.
on, sorry.
All right. Anyway, so Celtics. Sorry, Rangers.
Don't.
Celtics believed that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred.
Not really.
On the night of October 31st, they celebrated Samhain, when it was believed that the ghosts of the dead returned to Earth. In addition, in causing trouble for crops, etc., Celts thought that the presence of the otherworldly spirits, other than whiskey, made it easier for the Druids or the Celtic priests to make a prediction about the future. For a people entirely dependent on the volatile natural world, these prophecies were an important source of comfort during the long, dark winter. Yeah. To commemorate the event, Druids built huge sacred bonfires where the people gathered to burn crops and make animal sacrifices to the Celtic deities. During the celebration, the Celts wore costumes typically consisting of animal heads and skins and attempted to tell each other's fortunes. Now, this is, especially in the far north of Scotland, they used to have like that wicker man, yeah, and they would burn it. And they still have this event. It was like, I think that was more to do with the Vikings.
Well, it would be up there,
Celts,
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But
I wonder if there's a relation. But it's very interesting because I've seen things. Everyone does seem to relate it to Ireland, and part of the reason they relate it to Ireland because Ireland was the Irish people when they emigrated to the US on the East Coast, New York, etc. They brought this celebration with them.
Okay. Yeah. The word I was thinking about when I said end of summer, it's something to do with Celeste. Didn't you mention that?
Solstice.
Solstice is the one. Yeah. Now, isn't that something to do with end of summer?
I think it's a different time of year. But it all goes back. What ended up happening in 43 AD, the Roman Empire, they conquered most of the Celtic territory. So in the course of about 400 years, they ruled the lands, and they had their own little festivals. They had two festivals, and they sort of brought it in to the Samhain festival.
Samhain.
And the two festivals were called Feralia, a day in late October when the Romans traditionally commemorated the passing of the dead.
Feralia.
The second was a day to honour Pomona, a Roman goddess of fruit and trees. The symbol Pomona is the apple, hence ducking of apples. Yeah?
What's French for apple? Pomme, isn't it? Pomme de terre is potato, apple of the earth.
So you get your wife and you
yeah.
duck ahead. And the incorporation of the celebration into Samhain probably explains the tradition of bobbing for apples that is practiced today. Now, you said you never celebrated this, but in Scotland we did. I remember as a small child we'd do bobbing for apples, yeah?
Well, we did bobbing. We did that at any fair, bobbing for apples. It didn't have to be anything to do with the date. That was a fair game, like hitting the guy that falls in the water. You know, that thing, ducking, right?
Right.
You could probably go back to doing ducking witches. So these fairground games, some of them may have derived from pagan rituals.
Okay.
I don't think we can call them pagan, but it's going that way, right?
Well, it's weird because what ended up happening, the Catholic Church, they brought Christianity to the Celts to try and change them. And in the 9th century, they were spreading Catholicism through the lands. And 1000 AD, they made November the 2nd All Souls Day.
Yes.
Right? So that really led to, they were trying to sort of keep the tradition of the Celt to change them, but bring that into the Catholicism.
Change the idea behind it.
Yeah.
Change the image from a pagan image to
But it's also named All Hallows and also All Hallow Mass. So people will be thinking, but it's related to this. What it was a mixture of all these different celebrations, festivals coming together. But what's happened now is you said, Thais celebrate it because they use that as a theme for the pub. And Thai people love to dress up. I don't know whether because some person's ugly one day and then everybody's ugly, they feel more part of the party.
No, but let's get it straight. Where we went was at Nichitatani, which is an American enclave here in Bangkok for sure. And if any Thais outside of that around Bangkok were celebrating it, they must have had some ties with Americans because once the Americans got hold of Halloween,
they commercialized it. Yeah,
Halloween is the second highest grossing commercial holiday in the world.
It's aimed at
next
kids
to Christmas
with trick or treating.
Well, trick and treating. I've got something here. Trick or treating evolved from the ancient Celtic tradition of putting out treats and food to placate spirits who roam the streets of Samhain. How did you say it?
Samhain.
Oh, I got Samhain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where it's written, but it's pronounced differently.
And the first known mention of trick or treating in print is in North America occurred in 1927 in Blackie, Alberta, Canada.
All right, and within the sort of US, young women believed that on Halloween they could divine the name of or appearance of their future husband by doing tricks with yarn, apple paring, or mirrors. Yeah,
sounds boring, doesn't it? No internet back in those days, obviously.
So they also said in the late 1800s there was a move in America to mold Halloween into a holiday, more about community and neighbourly get-togethers than about ghost pranks and witchcraft. At the turn of the century, Halloween parties of both children and adults became the most common way to celebrate the day. Parties focused on games, foods of the season and festive costumes.
It's all same, but different.
It's same, but I think it's bring up to a modern age.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we should stop it here and show the footage of what we took at the Kipasa restaurant at Nichitatani.
Yeah, and this is fantastic because the kids were all dressed up. They were so happy. This Nichitatani, really lovely restaurant. Yeah, it's not all fancy.
Thanks to Alex, if you're watching. Thank you, mate, for putting it on. He's American, obviously. He goes to town with the costumes. But as you can see, some really nice costumes. And it was a nice environment.
Very, very well done.
Yeah. And actually, Mark Loveridge came down from Talkback Thailand.
That's right, yes.
There. Yes. Yeah, you still owe us for pizza. Right. All right, some more. So anyway, here's some footage. So you see what we were talking about there. Do you want some facts and things?
Yes.
Yeah. Black and orange, is associated with Halloween. Black and orange, typically associated with Halloween. Orange is a symbol of strength and endurance, and black is typically a symbol of death and darkness. That's what you were talking about. All right, children are more than twice as likely to be killed in pedestrian or car accidents on Halloween than any other night of the year.
Wow.
Well, because they walk down the streets, don't they? And I guess parents may lose. I don't know.
It's another thing when it comes to that with kids going out. It's less popular. I mean, I think because people are so concerned about the safety of their children.
Yeah.
As kids, we went out. My mum and dad didn't come. It was a village, so it's probably slightly different.
So you actually knocked on people and they
knock on the door, and some people would have signs saying, "No sweets, no this," and we had to do some act, like we're saying something, sing a song or do a wee dance or whatever it is, and you get it. And if you didn't do it, they wouldn't give you something.
We used to have to do that with carol singing. You'd go round and, you'd be singing Good King Vincent, la, 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 and then they'd give you something. I don't think we ever did it for money, actually. But someone
You did it for a mulled wine or something like that.
Well,
by the time you get to the last one, Good King Vincent.
No, I was 8 years old, but then they'd invite you in, and this is going off topic, but then they'd invite you in and you'd sing in the lounge, and then they'd give you some cake or whatever.
So you can do that here. People get little studios. Yeah.
In Bellevue, Missouri, it is illegal to ask for candy if you are over the age of 13. In Dublin, Georgia, it is illegal for anyone over the age of 16 to wear a mask, sunglasses, or any other facial covering on Halloween. Maybe terrorist-y things. The average bag...
Terrorist children, okay.
Well, they start young these days. The average bag of candy that one child will collect on Halloween contains about 11,000 calories.
Wow.
Because there's Snicker bars in there and everything now.
Oh,
right?
yeah, we should have
ramps it up, doesn't it? And one other...
We used to trade at the end. Kids would go in and would trade. You'd get money and say, well, do you like this one? Okay, you give me 2 of them and I'll have 1 of them. So we actually started trading the sweets at the end.
Of course you
But
did.
the big thing with parents, they were concerned because some of the bullies of the village or something like that would try and steal your stuff. Yeah.
So it was the first sort of crypto, non-crypto...
Yeah, it's a barter system, yeah. How fast you can
Did
run.
you have pumpkins back in your day?
No, we never did the pumpkin thing.
All right, so Stephen Clark holds the record for the world's fastest pumpkin carving time. Took him 24.03 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's not bad.
Must have been a pretty ugly pumpkin.
Well, I know. They've got to be actually for the competition a certain weight and everything else. Talking of weight, please let me find it. I don't want to keep you lot. Ah, yeah, got it. The Guinness World Record for the heaviest pumpkin is held by Matthias Willigins from Belgium, and his pumpkin weighed 2,624.6 pounds.
Wow.
He probably had to carve it with a chainsaw. Yeah. So anyway, some facts and figures about Halloween as we move on to the next one.
Yeah.
We've got some footage of this in a moment. We were lucky enough to be invited to the British Club down there on Ceylon Soy 18, I think it is. I always like the British Club. I don't go there a lot because I'm not a member. I have to be invited by someone, and I'm not often invited. But anyway, thanks to Graham from Risk Thanks to Graham from Risk Protection for inviting us down. It was a nice buffet, wasn't it? A big round table.
Yes, it was lovely. Yeah.
And they had a guy there, and well, do you want to talk about? I think we know all about the Houses of Parliament.
Well, no.
Right?
Basically, for people who don't know,
Yeah.
basically, Guy Fawkes was basically against the government, and he wanted to blow up the Houses of Parliament. So he planned all this. There's movies about it, but in short, he planned all this, and he took all this gunpowder.
36 barrels of gunpowder, which would have destroyed not only Parliament, but everywhere else around for a quarter of a square mile.
Right. So he was against, I'm not sure why he was actually against the government, but he was against the government anyway.
Yeah.
And he wanted to blow it up. And it's actually quite topical considering we're talking about Brexit just now, because I think most people will agree, as far as the British government just now is concerned and their MPs, everyone's very, very disappointed. Yeah?
Yes.
So maybe we should get another. No, I won't say that.
What?
Don't want any harm.
Well, another Prime Minister?
No, another Guy Fawkes.
Oh, right. Oi.
No, it's rather topical. Yeah?
Well, Guy Fawkes, when I was growing up, and I don't care if people know how old I was, but it's a long, long time ago. It was quite normal to have your bonfire.
Yes.
And as a kid, you'd make your Guy Fawkes effigy, right?
That's
out
correct,
of straw and the old T-shirt, and you would have your own little. In those days, we didn't have tricycles; we couldn't afford them. We used to make our own what we called box carts.
Yes.
Get to 4 wheels and a plank of wood with help of Dad and a
yeah,
little
yeah.
cap. So you used to go around. You used to drag your box cart out, put the Guy Fawkes effigy in there, stand on a street corner or your road corner or whatever, and go penny for the guy. Penny for the guy,
right,
and they'd give you money, and that money you go off down the shop to buy your fireworks.
We called them bogies.
We
called them bogies. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'd make a bogey. It was like old,
so the same thing,
old tram wheels things.
Yeah,
you made
for the box cart.
Yeah.
Right, but you had a effigy of Guy Fawkes.
Actually, we didn't really do that. What it was more of a village community thing. So there'd be, because we put restrictions
You
on
just
because of
burnt somebody,
fireworks, because you burnt somebody's house or something like that. Oh, it was all for Guy Fawkes. And we had it in a field, and people would come along.
Okay, well, that's how it later evolved with us. The laws, obviously, because people's houses, rockets go up, come down, right,
That's right.
and set someone's house on fire.
And also animals that get really panicky.
Yeah, and now they go over the top, though. They sort of like 4 weeks before, there's PSA, public service announcements going out on TV. If you've got a pet, either take him away from where the fireworks are, because they do get scared. Yeah, they do. But until 1959, it was illegal not to celebrate Guy Fawkes.
Really?
Yep. And the yeomen of the guard in Parliament, they're the guards.
But imagine celebrating the attempted
I know, it's all gruesome, isn't it? Well, and also, he was executed. MPs. And I've lost my thread. Oh, yeah, the yeomen of the guard, which is the part of the army, I guess. They're yeomen, right?
Yeah.
So they patrol, even to this day, Houses of Parliament on Guy Fawkes night.
Really?
I think it's more of a tradition than anything else.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the UK. They keep tradition. Yeah.
Well, that's true. It's still possible.
Same as Thailand,
if you want to see Guy Fawkes' lamp. Whenever you see pictures of Guy Fawkes, he's going down the creepy corridors
the cellars
of Houses
and things,
of Parliament. He's got this lantern, and that's now at somewhere or other. Where is it? I've lost it again. Anyway, it's in a museum somewhere.
Right.
The actual lantern. I can't find it here. Never mind. All right, so that's that. What else have we got to do? Fireworks were invented by accident. How can this be, I hear you ask, even from here? A Chinese cook in the 10th century accidentally invented fireworks by mixing 3 common ingredients found in the kitchen. In those days, it was sulfur, charcoal, and a salt substitute. So that's how that was. Anything else? Yeah, so in my day, you would have... The neighbour you don't have little fences to the next house. There was no sort of keeping people out, no robbery. Well, not many robberies in those days. There was no, and they'd have the they'd be cooking something, not barbecues. We hadn't been Americanized by then, but the wife would be making some cookies and some apple pie and some, and they'd have their little firework display, and you'd have yours. Well, they're great. Putting the rockets in the bottles. Did you ever do that?
Yeah.
And then always light the blue touch paper and retire to safety. That's the common caution you saw in it. Then the bangers.
Yes.
And of course, later on, people started throwing bangers at each other.
And I think that's
it all got out of hand. And then at the end of the night,
it's very much controlled.
It was more of a communal thing. You took all your Guy Fawkes effigies to a big bonfire and threw them on and watched this guy burn to death.
And everyone would go, "Whee!"
Yeah, look at him burning to death. But the one at the British Club, it all happened rather quick. First of all, the fireworks, well done.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I've got some video there.
Oh, we're going to be... Yeah, let's have a look at it. So they did a really good job. Food was great, everything else, lovely. We did miss the... Hence, there's no footage of it.
No, you were just too slow to get there. But yes, we did.
Did you
miss.
Get there?
No, I saw
the man with the camera. Did you get there?
No, I missed it. I missed the actual putting on of the guy.
Did you see it burn?
I saw the burning.
It was a bit quick, wasn't it? Because
it was
dry
yeah.
straw. But anyway, they did the whole traditional thing as they should do, and they did it well. And I think the kids loved it, didn't they?
Yeah, and it was all very reasonable. Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Price-wise.
Two festivals that, as I say, that are celebrated outside of Thailand. But I think inside Thailand, when they are, there is some sort of Farang influence. Whether they've been abroad and wanted to carry it on
you don't see the kids doing it, obviously, because it's not their festival.
No,
but I mean, especially with regard to Halloween. But Halloween, obviously,
I would say Halloween is probably celebrated more than Guy Fawkes. Yeah.
Yes, because Thailand is very superstitious. Don't forget. Yeah. But it is a Western thing. But the pubs will use it, and it's an excuse to dress up, and people have their private parties. They have a theme or whatever it is. Yeah.
Sell buffet tickets.
Yeah.
The buffet was rather scrumptious. Did you get that chocolate fountain?
Oh, the whole thing was fantastic.
Yeah. You did get into the chocolate fountain.
I actually didn't, no.
I tried to stick my head in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Something that we don't normally do, but we thought we'd throw it in because, as I say, we actually...
You can refer back to it for next year if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought what you said was very, very interesting.
Thank you very much.
Bit long, but interesting.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. A bit short, but...
Okay, I'm always short. If you're watching us for the first time, don't forget, subscribing to the channel helps. We've done loads of stuff. How many videos have we done now?
More than 50. Yeah.
More than 50. All about different topics. We have people to interview. We've interviewed Premier League footballer.
Yeah.
We've had someone who visits the jails.
Yeah.
And we've had Andrew Biggs. If you haven't seen that one, that's a really good one. We're on Facebook and YouTube.
And Twitter.
Yeah. And when you subscribe, don't forget to click that little bell.
In YouTube, yeah.
On YouTube, sorry, yeah. And then you get notified when we've uploaded our latest.
Okay. Any suggestions? Always interested. Give us comments.
Yeah,
We'd love to.
We've had a few
answer
comments now, which we must read out on our next one.
Yes.
And name check a few people because they are supporting us.
Yep.
And I know it means a lot to them as much as their comment means to us.
That's right.
Right, everything seems to be coming out quite well today. Can we go on? Can we do another one? All right, let's get some blind taste. No. All right then. So that's it for us now. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time here on Bangkok ChitChat.
See you later.